Now in Nightside, a local school district gives the sheriff's office access to its cameras. How it works and why the school district says this will keep its students safer.
I'm tracking more gusty winds on the way for Friday, plus weather for the weekend that's worth getting excited about in the First Alert forecast.
And it's reveal day for our latest Extreme Team project, how the new space is helping 2 local organizations serve the Inland Northwest veteran community. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Security cameras like these can be found all over the inside and outside of schools, and law enforcement is already able to access many of them. But a new agreement between the Spokane County Sheriff's Office and the Meade School District is making that access easier. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Right now, the Sheriff's Office has access to cameras inside and outside of almost every school district in Spokane County, except for Spokane Public Schools. However, they say these cameras could take 10 to 15 minutes to get into. But new technology recently approved by the Meade School Board gives the Sheriff's Office almost immediate access to its campuses. This gives operators in the Real-Time Crime Center a live look at the school in the event of an emergency.
Any kind of mass shooting, school shooting, significant school security instances where law enforcement are going to be summoned anyway.
This $250,000 technology comes with privacy guidelines in place. The Sheriff's Office can only access it during emergency situations. And when they do, they have to let the school know when they've accessed it, why, and for how long. Well, it's been a breezy couple of days, and the winds will be sticking around tomorrow, but Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is here to tell us when they may die down.
Well, just in time for the weekend. The timing could not be better. Right now, we only have a 9-mile-per-hour wind at the airport in Spokane, but there are some stronger winds still across the region, most notably Coeur d'Alene and down in Moscow and Pullman. Sustained winds at 17 miles per hour, but we're seeing wind gusts still in the 25-mile-per-hour range, 14-mile-per-hour sustained winds in Moses Lake right now. Tomorrow we will see those gusty winds redeveloping, but not quite as strong as they were today. We had wind gusts in the 30 to 40-mile-per-hour range, highest on the high end, 30-mile-per-hour gusts in the afternoon. But those winds are going to start picking up in the morning, and it does make a difference with our temperatures. Even though today our temperatures were about 5 degrees above average, with the wind chill, it felt like it was about 5 degrees below average. Have increased our predicted high temperature for tomorrow since the early news. Now getting close to 50 degrees tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds. Breezy conditions in the afternoon. We'll be starting the day off down around freezing. Then we head into the weekend with lighter winds, plenty of sunshine. I'll let you know how long that's going to last and how warm it's going to get in this warming trend. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Mark Peterson and the 4 News Now Extreme Team have been hard at work all week on a special project supporting 2 organizations serving local veterans and their families. Tonight, the Washington State Fallen Heroes Project and Veterans Community Response have a new home. The Fallen Heroes Project helps veterans and Gold Star families who've lost immediate family members in the line of duty. Veterans Community Response assists combat veterans readjusting to civilian life. The organizations say having their own facility allows them to better serve the Inland Northwest veteran community.
You know, we always say it's the family that we wish none of us had to be a part of. But the family that we never knew how much we'd need.
Both organizations spent years storing supplies in basements and rented facilities before buying a building, but the Extreme Team transformed it into functional office space and even added some gathering areas. Now here's Mark Peterson to show you around following our grand reveal.
First project for 2026 is done, helping out Washington Fallen Heroes Project and Veterans Community Response. And joining me now, Kirsten Byrne. All right, real quick. How'd I do?
Absolutely.
It wasn't me. It was all the other people.
Absolutely amazing. You blew our minds.
It was fun. Did you have a good time this week?
We did a lot of hard work, and it turned out awesome. So
we wore him out. I mean, he had to take a day off and just rest. All right, here's the deal. We came through and we painted all the walls. We repaired the walls, painted the floor. We came in and had new power put in with electricity. So we've got these lights at 4,000 K so they can actually see what they're doing. We had plumbing coming in. Gold Seal Plumbing did a beautiful job. It was a small job, but very important. And we continued through the entire area, just getting things rejuvenated and fresh. And we did a lot of work so that their jobs here are made easier. So now when they have small jobs to do, it's going to be manageable. Thank you for letting us serve you. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. For the Extreme Team, I'm Mark Peterson, 4 News Now.
Pretty great stuff. Gonzaga women's basketball wrapped up its home schedule by squaring off with the St. Mary's Gales.
And man, they played hard tonight for those seniors. Great job for them. Gonzaga looking to extend their win streak against the Gales to 11 in this final WCC regular season matchup between the rivals. St. Mary's down at halftime, but pushing big time in the third quarter. Addie Whedon had a fantastic game for the Gales. That's threes good to bring the Zags lead down to 1. Back to the offense. Zags down now. Inesh Betancourt inside Lauren Whitaker. Oh, what a great pass to Taylor Smith. GU back in front. Outside kickoff to Allie Turner. The sophomore rolls in the 3. That's her 6th make. Ties a career high. But how about one more? 7 triples buried by the sharpshooter. Zags in control. And no. We're not done. 8 threes for Allie Turner. Unbelievable. She gets a quick break, though, with this great Zia Kuzo pass into Whitaker. She spins in the paint and adds 2 more. And we saved the best for last. Betancourt looks over to Turner, shoots, and she fires her way into history. Tied for first all time for the most threes made in a single game by the Zags. Allie Turner with 9 triples. Head coach Lisa Fortier and Turner spoke post-game on the incredible effort.
They lost her quite a few times. It seemed like they weren't even necessarily what I would call hard shots for her. They're pretty open.
Teams in conference have defended me a little differently than they did, and they've been really keyed in on me. And like Inesh has had a few big games because of that recently. This game they weren't as keyed in, and everyone had those shots. It seemed like everyone was getting their shots, so it was working.
Seems like they should have focused on the best three-point shooter in the team and one of the best in the league. So now a ton is on the line for Gonzaga's next game up to close the regular season. The Zags face off against the Portland Pilots. A win guarantees a minimum of a share of the WCC regular season title. And if the LMU Lions lose to Oregon State Saturday, combined with, of course, the Zags win, GU wins the conference outright and gets the top overall seed for the tournament. Tip-off in Portland is at 5 p.m. And we got post-game reactions from the Zags senior class plus the finals from a big old stack of wins across our Inland Northwest basketball teams. Lots of great games tonight. Derek, back to you.
All right, Jack, thank you. The city of Newport says it recently discovered it was the victim of a scam resulting in a loss of $330,000 in city funds. At this time, the city says there's no evidence that any residents' personal information was compromised. The city has notified the appropriate law enforcement authorities, and the matter is currently under investigation. Newport Mayor Keith Campbell called the situation deeply concerning, writing, "We recognize this could represent a significant loss of taxpayer dollars. We take our responsibility to safeguard public funds extremely seriously." The suspect in last weekend's stabbing in North Spokane, who was shot and killed by Spokane police yesterday, has now been identified. 47-year-old Richard Shepard died from gunshot wounds to the torso and extremities. The Spokane County Coroner's Office ruled his death a homicide. It happened early yesterday morning when SWAT was trying to arrest Shepard in connection with the fatal stabbing at the Apple Tree Inn. Police say Shepard tried to leave the perimeter police had set up by jumping into neighboring yards armed with a gun. 3 officers fired, killing him. It was the first time in a full year that Spokane police officers have used deadly force. Still ahead, the spring-like weather means it's almost time to hit the links. We'll tell you when some Spokane golf courses are set to open. And it's restaurant week around the Inland Northwest. We'll tell you about the deals you can find and how it supports hospitality workers. Plus, our weather team is tracking warmer temperatures and the sun. We'll get you prepared for the weekend after the break.
Watch tonight or I'm writing you up. I haven't heard the words poison oak for like 30 years. Like it used to be in our childhood.
Got it.
You bringing back poison oak.
I'm bringing back the oak.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
Join us for Lives After the Oscars show
on KXLY ABC4. You've come to expect more from 4 News Now, and we're giving it to you. Starting Sunday, the team you trust will be on Fox 28. More breaking news, more stories that matter, more from the First Alert Weather Team. More ways to watch 4 News Now on Fox 28. Expect more.
All month long, find presidential savings on a new 25 Sierra 1500 Elevation. Now just $199 a month lease. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve. Don't let big insurance get ahead of you.
Our team acts quickly to handle everything for you.
After my recent accident, I knew I needed help. So I called Craig Swap and Associates. They really fought for me and treated me fairly every step of the way.
Don't wait. Call Craig Swap and Associates today and let us handle it for you. One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
What kind of a book is it?
It's a love story.
The Notebook is now a romantic Broadway musical for the ages, full of butterfly-inducing highs.
Why didn't you write to me?
I wrote you a letter every day for a year.
Based on the best-selling novel that inspired the iconic film. Fall in love again at The Notebook.
March 17th through the 22nd at the First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
All month long, find presidential savings up to $9,000 off a new Sierra 2500 HD Denali or 4.9% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Why are they questioning Hillary Clinton about Jeffrey Epstein? She's never met him. Hey, while you're at it, why not depose Socks, the Clinton cat?
From Hulu's Paradise, Sterling K. Brown, plus Dave Bird and Benny Blanco. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gold Seal Plumbing.
All right, welcome back. You got to take a look at this video. It's taken at Palisades, Tahoe, showing the moment 2 men rescue another man's life after he became buried in the snow while skiing. You can see how high the snow is on the mountain. The 2 friends were skiing when they noticed poles sticking out of the snow. They quickly sprung into action, digging him out of the snow that had buried him and clearing the snow away from his mouth so that he could breathe properly.
Oh my word.
And shocking because like maybe you think about this if you're skiing through the trees or something like that, but it looks like they're just kind of out in the open there, which is pretty wild.
A resort at Palisades, not in the back country, it would not appear.
And that man's lucky they came upon him.
Oh my goodness.
When they did.
Wow. Yeah. Avalanche beacons for powder days. That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have got some good skiing this weekend at our area resorts. Everybody's got fresh snow, but if you're going to stay down in town, it's going to be a nice weekend as well. Cloudy skies right now in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That acts like a blanket, stops our radiational cooling, and that is why we're still at 41 in Coeur d'Alene and 39 degrees in Spokane. Our high temperature today got up to 48. 43 is our average high, and I am loving this later sunset. 5:31. Of course, we do spring forward, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, and Derek's really looking forward to that. High temperatures tomorrow will be running above average, and these temperatures have been increased from the early news. If you are checking back with us, temperatures in the upper 40s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, a lot more 50s on the map, and it looks like we may even hit 60s in Lewiston as well as Grand Coulee. 50s also around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, including 51 in Meade, 52 in 9 Mile, and 50 degrees in both Post Falls as well as Liberty Lake. 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be less windy on Friday than it was today. Still breezy, especially in the afternoon, and we do have the possibility of a little more mountain snow. It is going to be an awesome weekend, and we have this great warming trend. The clouds, as you notice, are confined to this path from the Northeast Mountains through Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and then into the central panhandle where we are picking up a little bit of snow. Also had some snow showers in the Panhandle Mountains. As we go through tomorrow morning, we have another bit of snow dropping down here 7 a.m. and may just clip the Coeur d'Alene area with a flurry or two. Then we begin drying out and then clearing out for some sunshine this weekend. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Breezy conditions tomorrow with that high temperature of 49 degrees, 48 on Saturday with partly cloudy skies. I have a hunch that these temperatures might be increased as well. Don't want to throw too many 50s out there this early in the season, especially heading into the weekend. I'm superstitious that way. Staying in the 50s through Tuesday, and then some cooler and potentially wetter weather as we get into the middle of next week. And it looks like the 8 to 14 day, the long range forecast brings more precipitation into the region. Beautiful pick of the night tonight. I'm very excited about this one. This is from Alan Dunlap. Took this photo from his plane at 5,500 feet. That is Priest Lake. Still plenty of snow around Priest Lake. He captured this image on Saturday, and boy, do I appreciate it. That is just gorgeous. I am very jealous of pilots and their ability to see the world from that view. Eric?
Yeah, pretty great stuff. All right, due to our spring-like weather, Esmeralda and the Creek at Qualshan golf courses are opening for the season on March 2nd, which is Monday. You can book a tee time now. Online reservations can be made up to 7 days in advance. Carts will be allowed, and the courses will be using permanent greens. The county is also preparing to open the Liberty Lake, Meadowood, and Latah Creek golf courses. But don't forget, there will be a $5 per round increase at all city courses this year. The city says that fee helps pay for higher operational costs.
During Restaurant Week, we get a whole bunch of new people that are just coming to try us, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Restaurant Week got underway today. How dining helps hospitality workers get medical care when we return.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on Sierra 1500 models.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
Gold medal markdowns are happening now at George Gee Kia. Go for the gold and score great deals like the 2026 Kia Sorento EX all-wheel drive. Lease for only $399 a month. Or the 2026 Kia Carnival LXS, also just $399 a month. These offers will move at record speed, so sprint in today. Shop George Gee Kia off I-90 in Liberty Lake, or shop SpokaneKia.com.
Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I have terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet Arch Supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
You've come to expect more from 4 News Now, and we're giving it to you. Starting Sunday, the team you trust will be on Fox 28. More breaking news updates, more stories that impact your life, more ways to prepare for the weather with the First Alert Weather Team. Each night, watch 4 News Now at 10 on Fox 28. And start your day with Good Morning Northwest, 5 to 7 a.m. Plus special extended coverage just for you from 7 to 9. More options to get the news you want. Beginning Sunday on Fox 28. Expect more from 4 News Now. Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Welcome back. Restaurant Week kicked off tonight in Spokane and North Idaho, and the event's organizers hope it will give people more reasons to support local businesses. Over 100 restaurants from Spokane and North Idaho are participating this year. Each will serve a 3-course meal ranging from $25 to $45. All of the menus will have a QR code so you can donate to Big Table and CD Aid to support our hospitality workers.
These two organizations really help hospitality workers who don't have a lot of the safety nets underneath them that a lot of people do. They might not have insurance. They might not have access to dental care or vision care.
Both organizations help workers with medical expenses or anything they might need to continue working. STCU will be matching all of the donations that come in during Restaurant Week. On the topic of restaurants, a new one just opened in Spokane's Garland district, serving up casual Italian food and drinks. Temple Tavern is making pastas and pizzas from scratch, plus classic and modern cocktails. Owner Taylor Rainwater says it's been a lifelong dream to open his own place.
Always wanted to be a chef, always wanted to cook, and about 12 years ago, I nearly bought a restaurant, didn't end up doing it, and this space opened up. It's an awesome location, great neighborhood, and it was just time. It just seemed like it was ready for us.
Temple Tavern is located at Garland and Wall Street. It's open Tuesday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and it's also serving brunch on Sundays. To find out more about bars and restaurants opening near you, follow 4 News Now on Instagram and TikTok. All right, it's time for the 4 News Now Story Tracker, where we take a look at some of our top trending stories. The Gonzaga men's basketball team took the West Coast Conference regular season title last night, taking down the Portland Pilots in an absolute blowout. Final score 89-48. Next, the local organization Kellen Cares is working to start the conversation and potentially save lives by educating others about the issues around mental health and how they specifically impact young men. It'll host a documentary viewing of Gone Guys on Monday alongside the Ferris Hope Squad. It highlights the data and stories of men who have struggled with isolation and loneliness. And topping our list, Spokane firefighters rescued a cat from a house fire in Spokane's Emerson Garfield neighborhood today. The fire department says no humans were home at the time, but the cat did require oxygen at the scene. The residents will be displaced by the fire. The cause is under investigation. You can find each of these stories and much more at KXLY.com. A major rebuild is being planned for Spokane Falls Boulevard, and the city wants to know what you think about it. The city says although the street has been working well for a long time, the $15 million plan would allow the possibility of redesigning it for better use. It's an area where there's a lot of event traffic, and it's a popular place for recreation with Riverfront Park nearby, so the city is exploring a way to make the street more accessible. But some people think the money could be used for more pressing issues rather than rebuilding a street that's been in use for a long time.
I'd say leave well enough alone. I think the city can invest its resources into other places like the homeless and things that are really more desperately needed.
We reached out to businesses along this stretch of Spokane Falls Boulevard, which includes the Spokane Convention Center. They said they didn't have an opinion either way. The city says the project is still in the early stages. It hopes to have a design by the end of next year and start construction around April of 2028. A Spokane tradition is hitting a major milestone as Bloomsday will hold its 50th race in May. For details on some of the festivities we can look forward to this spring, here's our Natalie Keller.
Bloomsday has been around since 1977, and it's one of the largest races in the country. The race will still be the traditional 7.5 miles and open to both runners and walkers. But there's a couple other events coming up. The Museum of Arts and Culture and Terrain Gallery will have exhibits commemorating the race, and an event with the perennials, those who have completed every Bloomsday race, will be held at No Lie Brewery on March 31st. Organizers say they encourage people to participate, especially since it's the 50th year.
Not many races make it this far, and I don't think there's any sign of us slowing down, so we're really excited.
The 12K starts downtown, heads west to Government Way and near SFCC, then down and up Doomsday Hill into West Spokane. If you're looking to lace up your shoes and give Bloomsday a try, registration is open now. It'll be $30 until prices go up starting on April 1st. Natalie Keller, 4 News Now.
All right, the Gonzaga women's basketball team shut down the St. Mary's Gales tonight, Jack.
That's 11 wins in a row over their Californian rival, and it all came down on senior night. Check out what senior Anesh Betancourt had to say following the dub.
Later tonight on Nightline, Pamela Smart's new fight to get out of prison. Convicted of being an accomplice to the murder of her husband, could forensic science help set her free? Plus, Hillary Duff speaking out after those toxic mom group allegations.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com. Sign up for the 4 News Now Playbook at KXLY.com.
Friday night.
The 4 victims were shot to death. All were teenage girls.
Just a tragedy. These girls, so innocent, enjoying their high school years.
Tonight, a major break in an unsolved murder case that made national headlines. He goes, are you sitting down? He goes, we got a hit. Bingo.
And he's a serial killer.
They're going to get answers, and we promised them that years ago. We're delivering on that today.
The all-new 2020 Friday night on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Eastern Washington University is the region's polytechnic. And that means we don't do things like everyone else. We put hands-on learning at the forefront of everything we do. Our polytechnic plays trumpet, learns applied ethics, and studies humanities and education. It powers the research centers that give our STEM graduates an edge in the workforce. We are your Eastern Washington University, the region's polytechnic.
Before it's your York air conditioner, it belongs to Chad Peachin, who inspects and tests every unit on the line. And Ricky Howard, whose leak testing process is 99.9% accurate. And Sid Castile, who checks for fabrication flaws down to ridiculous tolerances. You see, before you buy it, they own it. So if you want something really well built, you want a York. Built here. Built right. Built by York.
Hi, I'm Congressman Michael Baumgartner. One of my jobs is to help veterans navigate the VA and to help all of you cut through the red tape at federal agencies, including the VA, Medicare, Social Security, the IRS, and USDA. Remember, I work for you.
I'm Conan O'Brien, and I'm hosting the Oscars for the second time on March 15th. Why am I back? To settle some scores, take care of some unfinished business. Actually, I just left my mouth guard in the theater. They're expensive.
Tonight featured a proper celebration of the Zags women's basketball team, sitting off their seniors in style with a dominant fourth quarter run to beat the St. Mary's Gales by 8. Allie Turner was the hero of the night with 9 made three-pointers, tying the all-time school record. And Lauren Whitaker there posted yet another double-double with 18 points and 12 assists, while senior Inesh Betancourt added 6 points and 4 assists. Betancourt spoke tonight about soaking in this moment, using it to reach better heights in the future, and what she wants her legacy to be.
I definitely want to be remembered as unselfish player, somebody that scoring or not scoring was always be supporting my teammates, always bring the energy on defense, and just somebody that brings joy every single day to people, bringing some laughter.
Zags inch closer to another regular season title. All they need is a win at Portland this weekend that tips off at 5 p.m. Washington State women's hoops posted their largest win of the season in a 69-55 beating of the last-place Seattle U Redhawks. Alex Colville led the Cougs with 18 points and 7 rebounds, plus another 17 points and 7 boards from Eleanor Villa. The Cougs shot a school record 17 from 17 from the free throw line. Great job with the charity stripe. WSU faces St. Mary's this Saturday for their senior night. A win could hop the Cougs into a tie for 8th place. Eastern Washington closed out an impressive win over the Northern Colorado Bears tonight, coming back and beating the Greeley Grizzlies by 10 after surrendering the lead with 6 minutes to go. Kyrie Huey led the Eags with 23 points, and Alton Hamilton scored 21, including a fantastic back-to-back sequence involving stealing an inbound pass. Eastern's win sets them only 2 games outside of first place in the Big Sky with 2 games to go, and they need a revenge win over the last-place Northern Arizona Lumberjacks this Saturday over afternoon to secure a chance. The Idaho Vandals eviscerated the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks tonight in a 30-point beatdown. Idaho's Jackson Rasmussen continues his stellar freshman season with a 19.7 rebound night. The Vandals shot well over 50% from both the field and from 3, taking full advantage against a team that U of I already beat by 17 earlier this season. The V's sit down in 7th place, but a win over last place Northern Arizona on this Saturday's senior night could lift them as high as 4th. And former Gonzaga legend Corey Kispert went off tonight for the Atlanta Hawks, torching his old team Washington with a career-high 33 points and 6 rebounds in the win. The Washington native added 6 threes too, becoming the 3rd Hawk ever to record a 30-plus point, 5-plus rebound, and 5-plus threes all off the bench. Kispert has now had 11 double-digit scoring games since arriving in the A. That's almost twice as many as he had for the Wizards before the trade back in January, both exactly 20-game stretches. Spokane Indians fans would love this moment from earlier today. Former Indian star first baseman Charlie Condon rocking a home run for the Rockies in spring training, his second of spring training. The 2024 Rockies first-round pick is 6 for 10 at the plate this spring. Wow. 2 homers, ranking second among all major league prospects so far in these rankings. He's been so good. Expected to return to the Double-A Hartford Yard Goats or even perhaps jump up to Triple-A Albuquerque to start off this season. And continuing spring training, the Mariners edging past the Guardians 8-7. Cal Raleigh getting a couple hits, couple RBIs. Brock Rodden getting a home run too. But the M's top prospect, Colt Emerson, a couple hits today too, including an RBI triple. Bryce Miller earning the start on the mound with 1 1/3 scoreless innings. And then tomorrow's first spring training night game, Luis Castillo going to have a season debut. And for all those big fans of sports mascots, it's time for your voice to be heard. The Seattle Sports Commission opened up online voting for Mascot of the Year award across Washington. Options include Blitz from the Seahawks, Bowie from the Kraken, Humpy from the Mariners, and even Butch T. Coog for the Wazoo fans. The link to cast your vote is on our website, KXOI.com. Voting ends March 5th, and the winner announced March 13th. So, Derek, I know you might be a little bit biased here, having the Butch vote. I already cast my vote, though I can't say who it was for yet.
All I will say is, yes, of course I would vote for Butch, but I'll be happy with anybody but Bowie. I do not like the Kraken mascot.
There are a lot of options, even the Huskies mascot, which I know you might not have your
vote. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.
The road to the Oscars comes through.
Good morning, America.
With Oscar nominees Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler.
Let it be said.
Because when your movie receives the most Oscar nominations of all time, the place to go is
Good Morning, America.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
First, at Shriners Children's, the world's most advanced scoliosis procedures are born here. In fact, we deliver access to the world's best doctors for nearly every pediatric orthopedic condition. We're delivering care without compromise is our promise. And kids can just be kids. Because being first always starts with empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
What kind of a book is it?
It's a love story.
The Notebook is now a romantic Broadway musical for the ages, full of butterfly-inducing highs.
Why didn't you write to me?
I wrote you a letter every day for a year.
Based on the best-selling novel that inspired the iconic film. Fall in love again at The Notebook.
March 17th through the 22nd at the First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
You've come to expect more from 4 News Now, and we're giving it to you. Starting Sunday, the team you trust will be on Fox 28. More breaking news updates, more stories that impact your life, more ways to prepare for the weather with the First Alert Weather Team. Each night, watch 4 News Now at 10 on Fox 28. And start your day with Good Morning Northwest, 5 to 7 a.m. Plus special extended coverage just for you from 7 to 9. More options to get the news you want. Beginning Sunday on Fox 28. Expect more from 4 News Now. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.